So all you city folk who think from your Northeast liberal educational centers in the city, if you think, oh, parking's such a pain in the ass, actually they would have, parking's such a pain in the ass. I wish I went to a college that was out in the middle of a field. That way they could surround the important buildings with parking lots and make it easier for everybody. They don't do that out here too. Somehow they manage to still make parking far away, even though you don't have to cross anything of significance except a goddamn field to get to the building. So that's checkpoint number 2, college parking. Let's see. We're getting there. One new thing that I've noticed as the world spins is that people have rolling backpacks now, like they're in the goddamn airport. You got a fucking textbook and a binder, and you need to roll it around like some fucking baby carriage. It's just that just annoys me a little bit, because I'm just like, dude, are you serious? And then they take up 4 times as much space because not only are they there, and then they have their backpack trailing like 3 feet behind them like a fucking like a wedding party. And it's just annoying. And I see it all over the place, and I never saw it before. And then when they roll across the fucking tile, click, 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 click. It's just fucking obnoxious, right? So that's just a new thing that I felt was worth commenting on. Most of you, and by most of you I mean the 2 that will actually watch this, you know who you are. I already know this story, but I'm going to tell it anyway for posterity. Just a funny little observation. This is college, needless to say, and so you would expect a higher level of intellect for the higher levels of education. Basic comprehension should be like standard in the student body, but there's some signs that it's not. And one of them that I saw that it cracked me up. You ever walk down the hallway and like a fucking crazy person, you just start laughing because of something that you saw, and because you have red curly hair, you're always alone, so you're walking down a hallway laughing alone. So that's what I did when I saw this, and here's what it was. Somebody had a cup of coffee, right? And so if you have a cup of coffee, and what happened is they probably brought it to class, set it down on a desk, got so into the lecture that they just couldn't stop taking notes. They were just thrilled to be there. And then lo and behold, an hour and 20 minutes later, they go to take a sip of coffee, and it's room temp. And that's not good. So instead of microwaving it, maybe it wasn't a microwave-safe container, they decide I need to just get rid of it. I need to just cut my losses now. And this is where the funny part comes in. So you have a full mug of coffee. And what this person, this college-level student, presumably, I hope it wasn't a professor, because that's even worse, what they did is they looked at how much coffee was in their container, presumably full based on the facts that are coming. They looked at that, and then they looked at the water fountain drain, which is all of 1.25 inches thick, or deep, I should say, and they decided that that was going to be sufficient to fit the amount of coffee in this mug instantly down that drain, and they just went, a dump, right into the drain. Now, the reason I know this happened, I didn't see it happen, but the reason I know it happened is because there was coffee all over the floor beneath the drain. Because as anybody with half a brain knows, when you dump one container into another container that's not as big as the first one, you're going to get some overflow. And that's exactly what happened. And you would hope, you would pray, if you were so inclined, that people at college would know that. But as it turns out, they don't. So for the record, people designing colleges don't know how to make parking lots, and people who go to college don't know how to dump liquids down a drain properly without spilling it all over the floor. Which they you know what they should just do? They should just put a drain on the floor for people like that, because I think that it's pretty common. So just have the drain. Just don't even have the drain in the water fountain. Just have it on the floor like a shower, so the drain, the water fountain stick just fills up, and then nobody gets hurt. All right, actually, this reminds me of another thing. Just a little side note. These buildings, going back to college design, they've all got like 2 doors each. And you can really get sidetracked if you don't know where those doors are. To the effect of like 5 minutes of walking around the building, going, how is there a door to get into this building, or is it just part of some Hollywood set that's not even, there's nothing in here, it's just a facade of a building so that they can look collegiate. All right, rolling backpacks, and you got the bonus coffee story. Wasn't even on the list. Here's my favorite. There's there is somebody in my class, in one of my classes, that I guess she feels the need to prove to the professor that she's trying so hard. And the way that she proves this is she'll ask the professor a question, and then every time the professor gets 2 words or 3 into answering the question, she's already rephrasing the question so that it becomes more complicated, or it shows that she knows something about the answer to the question, just not some specific detail. So, for example, it would be like just off the cuff. Imagine I ask somebody about traffic lights, and I go, I'm going to do both parts. So I go, hey, what happens if you're at a red light, at a traffic light? Oh, a red light means, no, I mean, I'm in my car, and I'm at a red light, I'm not walking. Yeah, a red light means that you're supposed to... No, like, if I have the car on and I've already been there a while and it's still red and I'm going right, what should I do? Yeah, red light means stop unless... Yeah, no, I know it means stop, but, like, should I go... If I'm turning right, can I do that? Oh, well, if there's a sign saying... Yeah, there is usually a sign, but if there's not a sign, can you assume that, like, the sign hasn't been... That level of asking questions, and she does it like 6 times a fucking class, and it's related to whatever the subject. It's not red lights. She's not asking about red lights. And then the other thing that she does, same girl, is she will start to tell. Jesus Christ! Look at how good I look. Look like a movie star. She will start to tell, this looks alright. She will start to tell a story or an anecdote to the teacher. Again, this reminds me of a certain bus driving individual from last semester that I was at college, where they have something to add. The teacher's doing an okay job, but if you really want the students to remember it, you gotta rely on this one girl to really just drive the point home. And so, what she does is she'll start telling some story revealing the knowledge that she has about the chapter, because apparently she considers it some great feat to actually read the chapter before the lecture, which is, not that big a fucking deal. And my favorite part is, let's say we're talking about red lights, just to keep with the example, and she wants to show off how much she knows about red lights. She has this, and first of all, I sit behind her. She sits front and center. Woe unto you teachers out there. Students who sit front and center, and I'm sure you already know this, front and center, that is not a coincidence, because there's another girl in another class who suffers to a lesser extent the same affliction as this girl, which we'll get to. But this one girl, the girl we're talking about, she sits in the front, and I'm like a couple rows back, and she's all neck, and she's got these shoulders that kind of bulge out of her. She's usually wearing like short sleeves, and then the skin kind of it's gross. So here's what I see. Let's say she's doing the red light topic, right? Let me get you the back. Imagine some chick, and she goes, "Oh yeah, red lights. So if you have one thing that a lot of people don't know is if you have a sign that's affirmative on red, you're actually allowed to do that. You don't have to wait for it to turn green. And also, a flashing red light is equivalent to a stop sign. So if you see a flashing red light, you don't have to just sit there and wait. You can actually just drive through after waiting as if it were a stop sign. Usually you see them at four-way stops. That's what she does. She turns around. She turns around to address the student body because she feels that whatever she's going to contribute, that's what's going to make or break the class. And Jesus, is it fucking annoying, and she takes forever. And the teacher's too polite to be like, "Hey, dumbass, can you shut the fuck up so I can actually do my goddamn job and we can get out of here at a reasonable time?" Red lights? Blah, 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 fucking moron. The other girl, she's not so bad because her main thing is like she's got that I'm the first person in my fucking neighborhood, family, whatever, to go to school, so I gotta like prove myself or whatever, and she just asks 1,000 fucking questions. Can you clarify? Oh, well, I thought when I read this in the book, blah, 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 just, yeah, fucking go with the notes. It's not, we get it, you're trying. We get it, you're trying. And trying doesn't matter in college. You either know it or you don't. So yeah, that's in a nutshell. Let's see. That is basically it. Yeah, that is week 1. My observations. Student body. What do we cover? We got small talk, the map of the fucking parking. God. And red lights. I feel like that's a good one. This was like a long-ass one. I bet this one's an hour. Alright, guys. PAX.